Hey everybody, Coach Nino Villa here. For those that don't know me, I'm a disciple of Christ, a husband and a father, and I'm the PMT. That is personal money trainer. That's right. I help people show their money who's boss because living paycheck to paycheck sucks. So let's work together and let's get better results faster. Today I want to talk about income. Yeah, that's right. We're going to talk income. I know, but nobody wants to talk about their income, but we're going to talk about income. Because here's the thing, regardless of whether or not you make $10,000 a year or $100,000 a year, there is one consistent truth, and that is if you do not have the discipline to manage that money well, you're always going to feel broke. You're always going to feel like you don't have enough money, that there just isn't enough money, you're not saving enough money, there just isn't enough money. But if you can learn the discipline, which is an easy discipline to learn, but a hard discipline to execute, but if you can learn the discipline of managing your money well, then regardless of whether you make $10,000 a year or $100,000 a year, you are going to eliminate the stress in your life around your finances, and you're going to feel like you have more than enough. Let me give you an example. A while back, I was working with a client who, in his own words, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically told me, he said, Nino, I make more than $50,000 a year, and that is just too much money to be this broke and have nothing to show for it. So by his perspective, $50,000 is a lot of money, and he felt like he should have more to show for it and that he shouldn't feel broke. And so we started working together, and I helped him map out exactly what it would take to establish some discipline in his life and to execute so that he could have the things that he wanted. Simple things like owning a home, being able to save money for his kids for college, things we all want to be able to do, and things he wasn't able to find ways to do making $50,000 a year. And so we mapped it out. And the unfortunate truth is he just didn't have the discipline. He didn't have the desire. His desire was not enough to overcome his inability to execute, to be disciplined and to execute. And so he grew frustrated, and we decided that we weren't going to work together for now. And you know what? The discipline and execution needed to win with money is a lot the same as when anybody is doing a weight loss program. You know, if you're overweight, you're out of shape, and you're trying to get fit, well, we all know that it takes diet and exercise to get fit. And sometimes we have the discipline and the execution to achieve that goal, and sometimes we are happy in our mess. There are studies out there that suggest that men who are 20 to 40 pounds overweight are some of the happiest people on the planet. And so they're happy at the weight that they're at, and that's perfectly okay. And so for some who are not financially fit, you're okay in your mess, and there's nothing you're going to do about that. When you're comfortable, you're not going to move. When the fear of change is less than the fear of staying the same, that's when you'll move. You'll move when you're uncomfortable and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, on the other hand, I just started working with a young woman a couple of months ago. Now, this young woman's only making $20-something thousand a year. And when we first met, she is behind on her car payment, she's behind on her cell phone bill, she's behind on a number of different bills. And she's really struggling to make it from paycheck to paycheck. But I sat down with her and we mapped it out just like I did with the gentleman. We mapped out, here's what it's going to take. Here's what it's going to take in order for you to get caught up on your bills. Here's what it's going to take for you to get ahead so that you can start saving some money, and then you'll start paying your bills on time and early. And so the difference is she has the discipline. She has been executing for the last couple of months, and now she's no longer behind on her car payment. She's no longer behind on her cell phone bill. She's no longer behind on these bills, and she's been able to save money. And now she's got money set aside in savings. She has got caught up on her bills, and now she's actually paying her bills early, a week, 2 weeks early even. And so the difference is not that the income isn't the difference. It's the discipline and the execution of that income, the managing of those monies, those resources, and managing them well. That's the difference. That's the difference. I've also worked with families with six-figure incomes, and when we first meet, they feel absolutely broke. They feel like they can't breathe, that they just can't keep up with all of the bills and expenses that they have. They're spending every month more than what they make, and it's the same thing. It's about getting on a plan, mapping it out, and showing how you can step by step execute to achieve a new sense of financial freedom. Not the sense of financial freedom where they can retire and all of a sudden they don't have to worry about money, but the financial freedom of stress of, can I make my car payment? Can I pay the mortgage next month? All of that stuff starts to go away, and that stress starts to leave. And so here's my challenge to you. My challenge to you is, regardless of whether you make $10,000 a year or $100,000 a year, in the month of June 2017, we're coming up on it here in just about a week and a half, I want you to do a budget. And if you've done budgets in the past, that's great. But if you haven't done a zero-based budget where you tell every single dollar where to go, that's my challenge to you. In the month of June, make it a priority to map out every single dollar, tell every dollar where it's going. Whether, some of those dollars are going into savings, some of those dollars are going into investing. Allocate the dollars that you need for things like your rent or your mortgage, food, all of those different things. That's the challenge. The challenge is that if you want to see different results with your money, then you have to do things differently. And so if you're not a budgeter or you don't budget every single dollar, my challenge to you is to do that in the month of June. Now, if you need help doing that, that's what I'm here for. You want better results faster? That's what I'm here for. So go to my website. I will link up the free gifts here on the video, but you can get a copy of my budgeting template, which will help you to budget every single dollar. And then if you're still struggling and you're like, well, I need accountability, I need help, we can schedule a session. Your first session is free, so schedule your first session with me, and we'll schedule everything. We'll go over every single line item in the budget, your income, your expenses, your debt, the whole shebang. We'll get you started off on the right foot. This is not some 5, 10, or 15-minute call with me. This is a legitimate free session where we get everything down on paper. We get you started off on the right foot. So whether it's my free budget template or my free session, take action. Take action. The month of June is the first month to the rest of your financial freedom seeking life. All right? Better results faster. Until next time, guys, I'm Coach Nino Villa. Take care.